with you today as we take a sneak peek at this brand new collaboration between Cirque du Soleil and Disney, Drawn to Life. Yeah. How many of you show of applause were back in this area when we had Lanuba? Me too. I think I saw that like 9 times. All right, during today, we're going to just give a little housekeeping right now. Media, you are welcome to record and take photos of our speakers, but we do ask that when there are some acts being performed that you do not record or take those. That's for the safety of our performers and also everyone's comfort here. The good news is that following this session, all of the photos and videos will be posted, and it'll be on our event FTP. You can download them, they'll be great quality, and you can sit back and just immerse yourself in enjoying what you're about to see. Sound good? Okay. So we are saying home. This is a wonderful thing. Drawn to Life is an original new show. It's a celebration of life, a delightful, mesmerizing movement piece with all the acrobatics that you know of Cirque du Soleil. You're going to see it all here with a wonderful story. Here to tell you a little bit about this new experience, please welcome to the stage President and CEO of Cirque du Soleil, Danielle Lamar.
Wow, it's very tough not to be excited today. Very few people know that, but Disney Imagineering and Cirque du Soleil a few years ago organized a workshop, and we've been working together for a few months, and then we realized how amazing it is when you put the two creative teams together. And after the conclusion of that workshop, we looked to each other and we said, we have to find a way to make it work and do it together. Ladies and gentlemen, today's the day. We finally found the right opportunity to do that. And not only did we put Disney Imagineering and Cirque together, but we also add the amazing team of Disney Animation. And all you're going to hear today is about a bunch of passionate people that want to move forward and introduce an amazing collaboration between Cirque and Disney. From our part, we put the AAA team, directed by Michel Lovries, creation director Fabrice Piccare, and production director Matthew Willen. This trio has surrounded them by the best creator they have, and they have been really working in complicity with Disney Animation people. We are, at Cirque du Soleil, blessed and spoiled to have the opportunity to work with Disney Imagineering and to pay tribute to Disney Imagination and Disney Animation, I should say, because we had access to some legend of Disney Animation. Thank you so much for this opportunity that we have. And ladies and gentlemen, we are preparing an amazing show that I hope will stay here forever. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Well, at this time, we would like to introduce to you 2 of the leaders that are at the helm of the groundbreaking collaboration of the storytelling. Please welcome the Chief Creative Officer of Cirque du Soleil Entertainment Group, Diane Quinn, and Vice President of Production of Disney Parks Entertainment, Natalie Woodward. Welcome, Natalie, and welcome, Diane. All right, Diane, this first one will be for you. Tell us a bit about this collaboration. Did Disney and Cirque du Soleil come to join forces in this creative undertaking?
Well, Drawn to Life is actually the second Cirque du Soleil production here in this incredible theater here at Disney Springs. Danielle just mentioned that. And the curtain closed on Lanuba on December the 31st, 2017 after 9,000 performances, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you. And it closed so that we can make way for this new production. And the creative process has really been a collaboration between Disney and Cirque du Soleil, really bringing Disney's magic to life with our unique Cirque du Soleil style. So over 2 decades we've had this incredible relationship together. And I just also wanted to say what a privilege it has been for the creative teams from Cirque du Soleil to be able to work with all of the animators from Disney. And together they've been able to blend a unique storytelling style with live entertainment and then custom acrobatics and animation sequences specifically for this show. And I'm so privileged to be able to share this show with live audiences.
That's beautiful. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Natalie. Yeah, go ahead, give her a close. Very exciting. How did Cirque du Soleil better come to know the Disney brand?
Absolutely. So at the close of Lanuva, we asked Cirque du Soleil, can you come up with a new show that incorporates Disney? And we gave them a blank canvas. And we took them through our resorts and our parks and spent a lot of time with them on the Walt Disney Imagineering campus in Glendale and then at Walt Disney Animation Studios. And I truly believe that they've come up with a beautiful concept that incorporates Disney. It's going to be a fan favorite that many generations will enjoy.
If you could give us one word that you think people will experience, what would that word be?
Just awe-inspiring.
Awe-inspiring. That's a great word. Awesome. Good words. Well, thank you both so very much. How about a big round of applause? Thank you, ladies. And now we're going to bring out a few of the most instrumental, creative minds behind the wonder of this stunning new show. Please give a big warm welcome to Fabrice, Piccare, Michael Young, and Michel Lovries. All right, so thank you for joining us today. We will start with Fabrice. You are the creation director for Cirque du Soleil, which means you are responsible for bringing talent from all around the globe.
Yes, my
How did you do that?
Thanks. It has been an amazing journey so far. I'm also responsible, and with Michel, and working hand in hand with our writer and director Michel, have the privilege to work with an incredible team of talented designers. We have about 15 of them. You'll meet them a little bit later. They're all experts in their field, and our role is really to make them work together towards the same creative goal. And so you'll get to know them a little bit more in a few seconds or minutes. My personal background, I've been with Cirque for almost 20 years. I've started at Cirque as a talent scout, responsible of seeking the planet for acrobatic talent. And today, my new role, I really blend that in my new role, and we have gathered an incredible cast of 65 artists coming from all over the planet. You will see acts that you've never seen before, exciting and thrilling acrobatics, and also artists coming from all over the place, like Togo. We have Togo people from West Africa for the first time in our history. And they're redefining the art of stilt walking. And stilt walking is really dear to our heart because one of the founders, Gilles Sainte-Croix, was a street performer doing stilts. So this one is really dear to our heart, and we're shedding a new light to that discipline, and we're just so excited to present all of that to all of you.
Oh, that sounds very exciting. I can't wait. Really around the globe.
We are.
Yeah. Mike, you are the creative executive of theatrical development for Walt Disney Imagineering. Talk to us about what it's like to be part of developing a show like this.
It has been such a pleasure collaborating with Fabrice and Michel and the entire Cirque du Soleil team. Their talent, their passion are truly unsurpassable. And I've really admired the process that they've taken on this project. I mean, truly immersing themselves in the world of animation, working so closely not only with Walt Disney Imagineering, but with Disney Animation Research Library, the Disney Music Group, and of course the amazing team at Walt Disney Animation Studios that you'll hear a little bit more about later. And for about 3.5 years now, we've all been working really closely to bring to life timeless Disney stories, characters, and music in the service of this really wonderful, brand new, original story and experience. And we're so thrilled to share that with all of you today.
We're thrilled to see it. It's an honor to be here. Thank you very much. A big round of applause. Michel, you come to us from an impressive creative background with Cirque du Soleil as a director and a writer. So we want to know, how is this project especially special to you? And can you tell us a little bit about the inspiration of Drawn to Life?
Yes,
What does it mean to
it's
you?
very, very special for all of us, and I can speak from the whole creative design team, but I'd like to know who has kids in the audience. Raise your hand if you have kids. All right. Now, raise your hand if you have kept the significant drawings of your kids. All right. So our show starts with the projection of our main character, Julie. She's 12 years old, and the projection is her drawings from her childhood. And what she will learn in the story of our show is to give movement to those drawings, to give life to them, to animate, to create that amazing illusion of life. So, for me, the story is very personal. It started by a very destiny thing. I was out on a business trip for Cirque, and I let a friend of mine, a circus friend, use my house for a few days. And when I came back, he said, Michel, I love the fact that there's a lot of books in your house, but there's one book missing, and I know you should read this because you will love it. It may change your life. So I bought it for you, and it was the biography of Walt Disney. So indeed, I started to read it and flipping the pages, and I thought, oh my God, one day we still have to create a show about the art of animation, because this is so close to what we do. The life in the acrobat's body is very similar to the intensity and timeless life of the drawings when you flip them. So, true story. A few days later, our friends at Disney called Daniel and Guy and said, would you like to do another show in that theater, La Nuba, when La Nuba will be finished? And so when they approached Fabrice and I, and they said, oh yes, of course, and we'd like to do it about the art of animation, not about Cirque du Soleil, but about Disney, what's at the core of what they do. So we had such a great time. We are having a great time. We're still rehearsing the show, polishing a few things, and collaborating with legend animators like Eric Goldberg is a life-changing experience. What we're celebrating is very important. It's the only new art form of the 20th century. And because of animation, it changed everything that we look at the cinema, all the special effects, because you guys prove that if you dream of something, you can draw it and you can share it with everyone. It changed the course of our civilization, nothing less than that. So we spent a lot of time with Eric, and we set a trust of animators and directors at Disney Animation Studios. We would go there either by Skype or in person. We would pitch the story. Are we okay? And our main thing is like we have to be respectful and authentic about our portraying of animation. So this has been an amazing collaboration. I could speak for hours about this because it's so much fun every day. Although sometimes we work very, very, very hard, it's still a huge privilege to do this show.
Thank you so very, very much. That's beautiful. Walt Disney said, if you dream it, you can do it, and you just said, if you can draw it, you can do it. So good for you. It sounds like this show is going to be nothing short than wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing what it's taken to do so far. We can't wait to see it be shape on stage. Another big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We are all eager to get a glimpse of this new spectacular show, but before that, we have another very special guest. Someone whose talents have informed some of the most beloved characters in the history of animated film. Please welcome Walt Disney Animation Studios' very own animator, director, designer, Eric Goldberg. Good to see you, sir. I'm so excited that you're here. I know we all are. So coming to Walt Disney Animation Studios in 1990 to work on Aladdin, and then it changed from a slew of accomplishments to this day. Tell us about your journey.
Well, I started by making flip books, starting at the age of 6.
Okay.
You know, once I learned how to do that, no moped in the house was safe.
Everyone knows what flip book are, right? Yeah.
And eventually I got mentored by Richard Williams, who went on to direct the animation for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And through my wife Susan, I met John Musker. They had both gone to California Institute of the Arts together in the animation program. And John and I became long distance friends, us in London and him in California. And so I was running my own animation studio at the time when Disney started to call. It's like, I'm running the studio, I'm running this. So finally they dropped the bomb. They said, well, John Musker and Ron Clements are thinking of doing this film Aladdin, and they might have Robin Williams do the genie. And yeah, I was on the plane. So
That's cool. And there it goes. So when it comes to drawing and when it comes to animation, what's your secret that brings it to life?
you have to believe that those characters exist, that they're real. If animators don't believe their characters are real, nobody else in the audience is going to as well. And they each have their individual properties, ways of movement that are unique to them.
Just like people.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, talk about your collaboration with Cirque du Soleil. How have you enjoyed seeing Cirque shows? How has it influenced what you do now?
Well, my entire family loves Cirque du Soleil, and we've seen many, many of the shows. And when Michelle and Fabrice came to pitch their concept to us at the studio, it just completely resonated with me. It's kind of like they were telling, our life story. We have two daughters, Jenny and Rachel, and my wife Susan is an art director, and we raised them in an animation artist household, and they've both become artists in their own right. But I used to sit and play with them, and I would draw a little, dot or something, and they'd guess which character it was before I drew anything else. If it's Donald Duck's nostril, and then Rachel would say, yeah, it's Donald Duck. And then she would do the same thing. She would draw a little eyeball, and I'd say, Jiminy Cricket, and she would draw the rest. And so this show is like very personal for me, and it's quite wonderful.
Were you expecting it to be that personal when you took on the project?
When I heard the pitch for the first time, I knew I had to be involved because of that resonance.
It's beautiful. So standing here right now on the stage, where it's all going to happen, what's going through your head?
This is wonderful.
Yeah.
This is absolutely wonderful. And aside from all the great collaboration we've had with the Cirque team, which has been absolutely spectacular, it's personal.
It's personal, and that's what the show is, very personal.
Everybody kind of gets to see that now, so.
And we've got to hear you be personal with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for Eric. Thank you so much, sir. Fabrice, Michelle, will you give a quick overview of what we just witnessed? Dario. It was beautiful.
Thank you very much. A big round of applause to all the artists, but also all the supporting staff, coaches, team managers, and the entire team that is dedicated to make it happen. And also a big applause to our live band. What you heard was live music, and you'll meet the band just a little bit later. So well done, guys. We're still. So yeah, those are the two first acts of Drawn to Life. The first one is called the Rhythmic Gymnastic Act from what we call the Waku Waku acrobats coming from Japan. It celebrates the physicality of animation and the link between acrobatics and animation. I don't know if you want to highlight a little bit on that, Michelle.
We did a lot of research, and at the beginning we went into some videos where you see something I didn't know before. Animators use the mirror a lot, and today they use video cameras, and they will explore with their own bodies, their faces and their whole body, the physicality of the character, because if you don't feel it, you cannot draw it. And we're really immediately excited by that, so this is why you have this act of the decomposition of the movement. So you saw Katia, one of our animators, and there's supposed to be a mirror there, but not for today. And it's backstage.
So Katya is in front of the mirror, finds the character, and then the waku-wakus decompose that movement, then you see the final result with the animation and the silhouette. So we wanted to start the show by establishing this thing that animation like Cirque is visceral, it's physical.
The second act, very emotional, very dear to our heart, Salo performing and what we call aerial pencil, believe it or not. And celebrating the legacy of all the history of, we're celebrating the pencil test and all the legacy of generation of animators and all those beauties and bubbles of just incredible moments.
That's another Destiny thing. We wanted to pay homage to the 9 old men, so you can see a photograph of them in the lobby. Walt Disney, with those 9 individuals, created really the character animation. And if you are a kid entering a school of 3D computer-generated animation today, you are applying the 12 principles that were pioneered, discovered by those 9 old men. So Saulo is our own tribute to the 9 old men. Our animators also are a tribute to the 9 old men. And Saulo, not a lot of people know that, is for us Ollie Johnston. Ollie Johnston and Frank Thomas wrote an amazing book that inspired us at the beginning. It's called The Illusion of Life. Buy it and read it, it's amazing. So, yes, and another thing of Destiny. We wanted to create a tableau with just like diamonds of animation, but at the raw stage, when it starts, just the pencil and the paper. So we went to the Disney Animation Studios archive library, and we said, is it possible to have just like little snippets? Because we wanted to do this constellation of diamonds of animation. And they said, this is funny. We have a new project. It's not called the diamonds, it's called the gems. What we're doing is, Walt Disney was crazy about archiving everything. So when the animator starts the process, he has, or she has, just a pencil and paper. And he does what you call the pencil test. That's what you saw. Now, no one has access to that. It's just where the character's life is born. After that, it gets cleaned up by his assistant, then ink and colored, but that is never seen by the audience. So what the Disney Archive Library is doing is they're taking those pieces of those sheets of animation, they're taking HD photo of each of them, and by bringing them together, they bring them back to life. So we said, can we have that? So we work really hard with those friends and Fox, I don't know if he's here, and it's amazing all the hours that these guys spent to bring back to life those gems, and we're really honored to be able to present that to the audience.
So we're really excited to present those 2 acts, but I would love to introduce our entire designer team. So please join us here, and we'll introduce them one by one, and then you'll get also. Benoît Dufat, our composer, Martin Labrec for light, Germain Guillemot, acrobatic designer, Stéphane Roy, set designer, Ben Disney, acrobatic equipment, Raphaël Navarro, Mathieu Nouvelle, Philippe Guillemot for the costume, Eleni Rimanis for the makeup, our incredible team of production, Felix and Mathieu. Also, they are supported by our company 4U2C and Jonathan Deans for sound. Please.
For some of them.
I do. All right. Stage is a giant animation table, moving sheets of paper, currently moved to a mimic in a multiplying camera. Tell us about that.
That's Stéphane Roy.
So it's a big surprise. It's an animating table. No, but the first draft that we had, we wanted to have a space, a place where things will happen, a place where they're traveling, and yeah, most of them. I'm sorry, I'm not used to mics and design.
You're doing fine.
Anyway, we end up with the first idea is to be an animating table, to be on an animating table. Meeting Eric, when I saw his table, I said, well, that's it, this is where we have to go. And when we were visiting in Anaheim and Burbank, one of the greatest things I saw was the multi-plan, you know, that what Walt invented with his colleague. The multi-plan is the background where you have all the decor on the traveling multi-plan. That is a multi-layer now when we do computer graphic. So we reproduce that, and we will have that on stage. So behind us, eventually when you see the show, you will have all those decor passing by. That's the main thing.
That's
all.
beautiful. Thank you, Stefan. A big round of applause. Thank you so much. Michelle, who do we have next?
Well, we have Jean Guillemot, our acrobatic designer. I just want to say also that we also have an amazing team of choreographers and artistic coaches and acrobatic coaches.
Are
If
they
you
all up
guys
in the
are
house?
here, can you
Can you
please stand
stand
up? Kostya and
yeah.
I think we're working right now. Anyways, we have an amazing team of choreographers.
So
and
two
coaches.
choreographer, Andrew Skill, who worked for the Rhythmic Gymnastic Act, and Kostya Tomichenko, two of our choreographer.
They're working. So, Germain.
They're dancing somewhere. All right, we'll move on. Go ahead.
Yeah, tell us a bit about this show in particular for your job, your approach. You've been at Cirque for a few years. I know you're very excited by this one in particular.
You know, it starts always the right choice of act and for sure artist to make sure that we fit with the artistic concept. And in that sense, with that show, I think it's a success in that sense. The acro serve really well the purpose and the concept. And I want to say that also, you know, for me, a big part of my job is to create the right team around all the coaches or the choreographer, and to make sure that all together we deliver the right parameter for them to be able to deliver.
May I ask you a question? What's the secret to a great team?
Oh, the secret is work, work, and work.
Thank you. I'll need to remember that. That's fantastic. All right, so did you want to ask anyone else to say something, or shall I move on? I want to hear about the music.
Benoit, you want to speak? You have a microphone. This is amazing. You know, Benoit Jutras is composed half of the music of Mystère. He used to be a band leader in our company, and then so he half composed Mystère, and then he went on to compose the music for Kidam, a touring show that toured the whole world for many, many years with a lot of success. He did also O in Las Vegas, he's the composer. And in the same year, he did La Nuba here that opened in '98. And then he went on to do a lot of things, and we invited him to come back. And this is where he did his formerly last show at Cirque du Soleil. So to welcome him back in this theater, and he accepted our invitation, was such a great pleasure. And it's a very unique musical concept. And I'll let you talk about it, but I know that, you know, integrating Disney themes in your own composition it's quite a beautiful challenge. And I don't know many composers who can do that. And I'll tell you one thing for Benoit, when he composes for acrobatic acts, goes to the core of what that is. So much so that sometimes we're presenting videos of our acrobatic acts to our friends at Disney. And then we would present the exact same videos a few weeks later, but with Benoit's music. And our friends would say, "Oh my God, it's amazing, those tricks are much better than the other video."
Wow.
That's Benoit Jutras. And so what is done with acrobatics is also done with the Disney core essence of something. So big bravo to you, Benoit.
Wow, thank you. Beautiful. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, when I heard Michelle talk just a few minutes ago, tell the story, tell what we were about to create, I felt the same excitement 2 years ago when he approached me. This is amazing to be able to work with. You know, when you're approached a project, you have your 12 notes to play with, and you have to give the intentions of those 12 notes. But now with Disney, I have those 12 notes can be completely something different, and it's amazing to be able to work with that, to be able to create your own work, put the emotion that you want, and at the same time have the emotion of Disney. It's just magical. It's a magical project.
Oh, it sounds that way. One day maybe we'll see a Cirque show about how musical composition comes together. You can have it. Okay. It just sounded great the way you described it. So let's speak to Jermaine, our acrobatic designer.
We can
No,
talk again.
because I just changed your name again. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. We've been skipping around a little bit here. All right, let's go to.
I think we have to welcome the cast. But
You know, I think that's a great
I
idea.
think you're the list.
You know what? I think we need to do a better job of having them come out here.
It's just part of the cast. We have
It's part of the cast.
65 artists from, as Fabrice said, from the four corners of the world. But let's applaud the cast of the two
Absolutely.
acts that we presented. And we have the band with us. Guys, so the Waku Waku. We have the perfect Miss Hesitation, one of the guys is Mr. Pencil, Julie. Well, we have two artists doing Julie. Leo is one of them. We have our animators. Well, we have Miami, and to friend in English. We have Saulo, who did the, oh my god, the horse table.
Horse table is back.
Oh my gosh.
Our animators, Maxime, Katia, David Alexandre, and Joe.
And our fantastic band.
Yes, they are here.